Hello and welcome to the Amaka Beké Talk Show with your amiable host, Amaka. And today is a one-on-one Niger Best Legacy Chat with our one favorite Niger Best who is kicking it, winning it, bringing home the bacon by the name Nina King. Nina King is joining us from Calgary, Alberta. Nina King, you're welcome on the show.
It is my pleasure to be here with you, Amaka.
Always a joy to have you on the show. So Nina King, please tell our viewers who you are and where you live.
Okay, so just like you all know the name already, I am a mother, a wife. I also well-educated, a graduate from the University of Alberta here in Edmonton, Alberta.
Congratulations.
Actually, I live in Edmonton, Alberta, not Calgary.
Oh, not Calgary. Oh,
yes.
I apologize.
Yes, so that's pretty much for me. I'm also a graduate, like I mentioned, from the University of Alberta. My background is in renewable resources as well as some banking background. So as we go on, I would also let other people, let the audience know other things that I do. Right now, I am a mompreneur. I own my own
I love that
business.
term, mompreneur, two prides. Yeah.
So that's pretty much a little bit about me in a nutshell.
Welcome again, Nina.
Thank
we are
you.
always happy to have you, and you're such a light. Okay, what's your Nigerian cultural heritage, Nina? What identify us?
Okay, so I know my name kind of doesn't give it out or doesn't sell it out, but I am. I like to tell people I am originally Nigerian, proudly Nigerian, and I hail from Enugu State. My husband is from Abia, so pretty much both Igbos, but
Igbos.
Different areas in the eastern part of Nigeria.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Hi, our in-law. I'm also from Enugu State.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So how are you proudly Nigerian? What makes you a true super eagle giant of Africa, Niger Best?
Well, first of all, by birth, I was born in Nigeria and I migrated here to Canada about 12 years ago. Wow. But nevertheless, I did most of my education, like my secondary school, primary and university in Nigeria. I also completed my youth service corps in Nigeria. I also worked a little bit in Nigeria before I now left the country for South Africa and then moving over here to Canada. So Nigeria has pretty much been my home. That is where shaped me as a person. And the fact that, I grew up back home where we know that things are not as perfect as they are, but you can get the training that would actually help you when you now live in diaspora.
Absolutely.
So for me, I love that I had that upbringing in Nigeria in terms of the culture, respect, knowing how to talk to people, and I just love that I had all that, which I know you don't get now with the Canadian kids.
No, I mean, I think even with the Nigerian kids of the today, I think it's it's become a huge challenge, but that is so true. Nigeria is not, I mean, it has its blessings and of course it has its regrets, but nevertheless, the upbringing that we all have from Nigeria usually prepares you for the world. You know, you may never know when to apply those skills until you get applying them.
Exactly. So my country really taught me so many life skills that I would say I'm proud of.
Great. So how have you embraced the Canadian culture, Nina?
Well, coming to Canada about 12 years ago, like I said, I've moved around a little bit. I moved out from Africa. First of all, I moved out of Nigeria to South Africa, where I lived for about 3 years. And then from South Africa, I now came here. So the Canadian culture is quite different from the African culture, but embracing it is what helped me embrace the culture pretty much is also going to school here. Like things are not the same as it
Yeah.
used to be. Being a student back home, we are used to some things like, having those strikes and, not having too many assignments and stuff
Yes.
like that. But coming
Yes.
here, the education style is different.
Completely different.
You have to really be resourceful as
Yep.
opposed to back home where it's pretty much you have the handout, you study, you pass.
Right.
But this time around, you get to, be very resourceful on your own. You also learn some words also that were kind of different. Like, I'll give you an example, like up till today, sometimes my kids still correct me when I want to say fries and chips. Like, back home, we call those
chips. And
we
here
call
is
it
fries.
Here is fries. So there are so many things that,
Absolutely.
I had to, learn to call
Relearn.
it differently because it's kind of, not what we call it back home, right? So here you say, get stuff from back home we say, get stuff from the boot. They're like, what is a boot? No, it's a trunk.
What is boot? It's a trunk, yes.
So those language things were kind of another thing I had to embrace and knowing how to express myself because, it's not like we are not English speaking. We are. It's just that here it's all about, for me, I call it semantics. We're saying the same thing. It's just how we say it that is different.
How we say it and
So,
what we call those. Yeah. I mean, someone rightly said, and bless his soul is Jim Rohn, the wonderful, admirable motivational speaker. He says that, English is one such language that you could say the same thing in many different ways, and I find that to be quite a great blessing with the language English, because it's not all the languages that you can actually have one word or one phrase or one idea spoken of in different ways. You can talk about the same thing in different ways. One thing has, or rather, a particular item or idea has several ways you can put it, several ways you can call it, and it means the same thing. So yes, even though we are just trying to get the semantics, but the truth is we are very much English speaking. And I love the organic things that you just mentioned, like the language challenges, not a language barrier, but a challenge, You get corrected and corrected and corrected until you get okay, you snap out of it and you begin to get a hang of it. And even at that, you still get corrected sometimes.
Oh, I still do by my kids.
Thank you for
Definitely.
that. That cracked me, because that's a fact. So how have your values, your held values, say Nigerian values, integrated with the Canadian culture?
Well, did you say health? No,
held values.
Oh, held values.
Yeah.
Well, the Canada is now my second home, and that being said, I still hold on to my Nigerian values and making sure that my kids know that I am a Nigerian mom, and even when I try to discipline them, I say,
what that means.
I'm still a Nigerian mom. Don't take it away. Even though I'm here in Canada, but I would raise you just like my parents did. So my values of my kids trusting me to know that I know what is good for them. Also letting them know that respect is key, no matter what. And also that respect is reciprocal.
Respecting your parents, and
if you want someone
the community around you.
So I make sure that they know that. I also instill in them the fact that, around this house, there's nothing like 911 or whatever. Whenever you're disciplined, it is pretty much for your own good.
It's out of love.
So my kids understand that, and they know that I still love them, regardless of when I discipline them. And I'm a very biblical person. I also let them know that, spare the rod, spoil the child. It's even in the Bible where if you don't discipline, the Lord chastises those he loves. So if I don't chastise you, then I honestly don't love you, because at the end
True.
of the day, I'm wrecking you. So they
Yes.
understand that, and that is values that I always instill in them. Even my
Great.
husband, who is a pastor as well, we want them to know that, you know what, even though we are Christians and we love God and we do what we need to do, but still, these values are something that you have to learn on your own. And we are teaching you because we know it is going to be valuable to you.
Absolutely. And they're going to thank you for it in the
Yes.
future. It may not be the near future, but for sure, sometime in the future, they're going to thank you for it because, yeah, that is pretty much it. You can't help but help them. You just have to help them. If you
Definitely.
don't, the culture around them, the community around them, the friends and peer groups and everything, peer pressure, will swallow them up, and you would be the one to regret it. And on top of that, they wouldn't like that you didn't do your best.
Yeah.
Doing your best sometimes may take a lot of tears, but you guess what? It's your best, and sooner or later it will pay off.
Yeah, and also knowing that, they also have that, that, once I'm 18, I'm able to do what needs to be done. Well, back home, I didn't move out of my house at 18.
No way. No one moves anywhere.
I say, you know
Marriage
what?
moves you out.
I'm integrating that as well into the Canadian culture.
Yeah.
Even though you guys move out at 18 here in Canada, in Africa, no, we don't until we get married, literally. But you know what? I tell my kids that the exposure is what I love. I love that, there's that opportunity to start working.
And there's that independence.
Yes, from 15, you can start
from
working
15,
at 12.
Yeah.
So I told my son, you know what? Yes, when you turn 12, I would try to get you maybe like a bank card where you can, start putting your money in a bank. And because I also have a banking background, and I love the fact that when I was in the bank, I saw teenagers that by age 25, they were talking about buying a house. And I'm like, oh, this is what I love about this culture. Right? I love
the independent mindset.
Yes, at already age 25, they're talking about buying a house.
So buying a home.
I'm like, well, so in this case, I don't think I would let my kids move out at age 18, but I can start getting them to be responsible so that by the time they are 25, by the time they're on their own, owning their own home and owning properties. And if I see that they are matured enough, maybe they would be the one to be telling me getting married. But marriage comes with a lot of responsibility, which I'm sure they have to show or prove that, I'm able to
that they're able to. Absolutely.
Husband, So I love that culture of exposure at an early age where they start to work in Canada here. And I know that back at home, we don't even have those jobs that people could do
we don't.
18 and 15, So I love that culture, and I'm looking forward to, starting
experiencing that with them.
Yes,
great.
Definitely.
Great. What has been most challenging for you living in Canada, Nina?
Well, oh gosh, you don't want to know, but it has to be said. It's just the weather.
Oh, whoa.
The weather is the
challenge. Welcome to my world. We are twins. Haven't I said that before? We are twins.
I love everything about Canada. The people are friendly. In fact, whenever anyone tells me, I want to go abroad, the first place I would always say is, have you tried Canada? Because I love Canada. I honestly love it. The only challenge I would tell you I go through is just the weather. I know the weather could be better in some places, but you know what? Imagine Canada being as tropical as South Africa. I would just love it.
Trust South me, Africa is, we wouldn't need to go on vacation. We'll just staycation, vacation, everything.
I'm telling you. It's just the weather that's the challenge.
It has to be said. I always say, it's not that I can't deal with the weather. It's what the weather does to me.
I see.
You know what I mean? Like, it kills my motivation. It kills my energy. It makes me weak. It's one of such times that I'm always in a gloomy mood until it's always like gloom until, and it's like it's not even that I can't function. The thing is, it sort of holds me back from wanting to function, and that's just the thing I don't like about the weather.
About the weather, yeah.
Thank goodness, we handle it very well. Thank goodness we have central heating, not like the UK that don't have central heating. And
wow.
yeah, one time I went to the UK, it was spring at the time, and I was literally cold, and I was leaving Canada going, oh, I'm just gonna go naked all day. No way. I literally had my jacket on all day.
Oh my.
And when you get in the home, it's still cold. And I'm like, why is it freezing? Oh, because the heating is in central, so we have to turn it up a little. Oh my gosh. Don't even go to the washroom. Like, it's so cold in there because there's no central heating and there's no heating in the washroom, So Canada is like so blessed to actually have a system that helps them to cope with the inclement
yeah, and that's why I still love Canada, that no matter what, they have thought about their challenges, and they know that the weather is one of it.
Yes.
So you can imagine if they didn't have things like winter tires or
tell me about
treatments that clear the road, or windshield washers, or you even put your cars. Imagine if you didn't have those.
Little things we take for granted.
Yes,
they're not little things, by the way. It's just seasonal things that we take for granted. Yes, that is great point to note.
Yeah, so I still like the fact that Canada, knows their challenge, but at the end of the day, they also try to make things easier for the people living in the country, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like the weather, but that's notwithstanding, people go out to do what they need to do,
In spite of the weather,
in spite of the weather, and that's what actually just makes me get up, because I'm like, you know what, life goes on.
Oh yeah, we just get up and handle it. Like
my sister.
What else do you do?
My sister is in a better place than I am, and in Alberta we are known for the extremes.
Yes.
So my sister is out there in Ontario. So most times when they get like -25 and -30, they're like, "Oh, school closed down and stay home." And I'm like,
are you guys are dealing with -50? Everything is running as normal.
I'm telling you, you guys are what? Like, this is, I don't know what they take you guys for. It's like Albertans are hardcore. -30, we chill 45. Who cares? You're going to work. Kids are going to school. Wow. There's no shutdown here. And she's like laughing and letting me, you guys are just so spoiled.
Well, we're so spoiled. Trust me. Give us the summer, we're still gonna complain. It's too hot.
I know. And I'm like,
oh my goodness, we're just insatiable. Trust me.
Yeah.
How do you describe challenges facing Nigerians living in diaspora, and how might this problem be contained?
Yeah. Okay. Well, challenges facing Nigerians is, for them, I think it's a kind of a shock when most of them come on here, because most of us have migrated out here in search of greener pastures.
Yeah.
And that shock comes into realization when they find out that, you know what, just one job doesn't pay the bills.
No.
There are things that, we don't worry about back home, where once you've done it once a year, it's done, like you pay
rent
once in a year.
Who talks about mortgage? Ever heard that word before you came to Canada?
Or talking about bills that you have to pay for sewage or pay for water, or you have seriously, we don't pay all those things. So it's kind of a shock when they come on here and they see that, you know what, it's not as easy as they think it would be.
Yes.
I also noticed that when Nigerians come over here, we now value every dollar that we make.
Tell me about it.
Back home, we just make quick money, we know that something is gonna come again.
Plenty money.
But here, you have to work for that dollar that you make, and at the end of the day,
it may not be enough. You may have to look for another dollar. One ain't gonna pull it.
Exactly. So I think one of the challenges that Nigerians face is that that shock, that transitional shock, that things are better when I get here. Yes, the opportunities are
there, but you have to work it.
You have to work it. I couldn't believe that, there are jobs where I would stand for 8 hours and
Oh,
like,
tell me
oh
about
my
12
gosh,
hours, 10 hours.
how can I stand for 12 hours? I'm a tall woman, like
Yeah.
5'11" or
Whoa.
12. So standing is not something I love. Like,
No, it's not
sorry,
something you gravitate towards.
my back
Yeah.
it hurts. So I come here and then I see that, these are jobs that are available. And honestly, if you really want to make ends meet, I find that you now have to do 2-3 jobs in order to make
Yeah.
ends meet. Nobody
Yeah.
sticks with a singular job. And if you do, the system is so coined that, everybody lives paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
And for me, that was one of the challenges that I came here.
Yeah.
And
Getting your mind around it. Like,
yeah, and I noticed that
accepting
also
that fact.
we work
Really
hard.
difficult.
Like, we work hard too. We don't mind doing 2-3 jobs,
We
just
don't.
to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And the people here, they have a kind of relaxed
Mind, lifestyle.
lifestyle or
Laid back.
mindset.
Mindset too. They don't
Yeah,
work as hard because you guess what? They don't take care of anybody else but themselves. But we
exactly.
have
I
to do
was
that
getting
because we have parents back home, we have brothers and sisters, we have cousins, we have relations, we have grandmas, grandpas, all manner of relations, and they're all believing in you. They're all hoping that you're good, and you can't but help.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, we work hard. We don't take vacations. We don't take care of ourselves. And the next thing we hear is, oh, you know what? This person is sick and this person had to, is going through one medical challenge or the other, because we don't take care of ourselves that much.
Yeah.
And that is what I find. Like, this people here, Canadians don't joke with their vacation. Like,
No, they don't.
no matter what, even if they have to stay home and
Yes.
make it a staycation, they
Yes.
will. But it's just going to be that me time. But we stay on vacation, we go get another job somewhere.
It's another work.
There's another work here. We still go, like,
oh my.
we tell this work here we are taking a vacation, but we are taking the vacation, we're going to work in another company. It's just crazy. So that transition shock is one challenge that I could tell you for a fact that for me, I came here. In fact, when my sisters, I had siblings that were already living in Canada prior to me coming. So when they come back home in Nigeria, I feel like stripping them off with everything they get. Like, oh, I so much love this shirt, I'm taking it. I love this shirt, I love this shoes, I love this bag. I just want to take. But when I now came here and saw the life, and I'm like, that was so mean of me.
Yeah.
It was for every time
that was thoughtless.
back,
yeah.
They were still gonna come back. They're like,
and the truth is, believe it or not, they don't live that flamboyantly here, but when they're coming home, they buy things that make them seem flamboyant. And then they come home and everyone home wants to take. And they're like, I just bought this thing. I haven't even used it.
Exactly.
I haven't bought this shoes or this handbag or this phone or, or this clothes. I haven't even used it.
Yeah, but those back home don't understand that. They don't. So me coming here, I now understood what their challenge is. Even traveling back home is another challenge of people living in diaspora.
Yes.
When they come back, here, because of the fact that we have a whole lot of relationships, like you mentioned, to take care of. Traveling back is like a nightmare, because they know that they're not just doing for themselves.
Yeah.
Not only are they going to worry about the ticket back home, they also have to worry about other things like, what am I going to give to them? I've not been home for like 10 years. Like, I went back for a funeral. My husband went for a funeral, and I'm like, you know what? We're going back for a funeral, but my dear, who sent you?
They don't care. Like the fact that you came home.
The fact that you came home is that you came home. So
they wipe their tears and this, give me what you got.
Yeah, you still had to, we still had to take care of that. Let's buy stuff for people. Let's get stuff for people. Because I was like, but you're going for a funeral. It doesn't matter.
That's why don't go for the funeral. Just send the money.
Well, but sometimes you need closure.
But sometimes, of course, you need closure. That is the closure.
Yeah, like there are some relationships that you can't just say, oh, look, you bury them and that's it.
That's true.
Especially if it is like a mom or a brother or a sister,
Yeah.
So it's going family. Back home. It's something. And once you start having family too, the fact that you cannot take your whole family. I like a whole
with
family
you,
of
no.
5 or family of 7, you know.
No.
So
No.
it's one of the challenges of us living in diaspora, you know, going on that transition.
Yeah.
But
it's not all peaches and cream.
no, not at all.
Welcome
not
to
at all.
diaspora.
If it's one of my friends will say, I beg, make una come, make una come meet me for
May
here.
we go, may we not come back, may we go.
Una come meet me for here, may una see the kind of life.
Oh, it's not easy at all. So Nina, what did you learn from your mother?
Oh gosh, I learned a whole lot of things from my mom, or like how to cook first, and you know, also my mom is a very reserved person. She's someone that taught me how to be slow to speak and pretty much listen. So she is someone that would always listen to you first, and then the next thing is then she tells you what she used to tell you. And she's a very cautious woman too. Like, she just doesn't take things for, you know, face value. She always like, oh, you know, check very well, be sure. Are you sure? Are you sure? You know, she wants you to dot your I's and cross your T's before you know, taking any decision. And she always doesn't like, you know, just one opinion. She'll be like, have you seek the second opinion? Have you asked someone? You know, she just doesn't believe that she knows it all.
With caution.
You know, most times she always wants to ask people, and, you know, especially someone that she knows that might have that experience. You're like, oh, I just want to get, you know, information, you know, I don't know if this is right or this is wrong, you know, but she's just a very cautious person. And she also is the one who taught me how to save. I can save.
There goes the caution.
Yes, I can save up for a goal no matter what. Like, and me and my husband, we are kind of like opposite. My husband is the spend, and the saving.
Yeah.
So my mom taught me how to save and, you know, put stuff out for rainy days. You never know. And that also has helped me both as a person and even in my marriage, because I know that in marriage you complement each other. If both of you are spenders, well, God help you.
Well, there goes the marriage.
True. So I learned a whole lot from my mom, but these are the ones. And my mom too is she was a registrar in her time. So both my parents were highly educated. My dad was a professor, university professor. So it was all about school. And they both championed giving us the best education that is possible. Hence why I did 2 master's degrees. I'm like, and after the stage, I'm like, I know most.
That is interesting. Wow. Congratulations. So proud of you and your parents, you know, equally. So what did you learn from your father?
Well, my father, I just loved humor. My dad is the humorous one. So
that's like my dad.
I kind of was endeared to him growing up. I spent much more time with my dad. And my dad too was a good cook. Like, he grew up from humble beginnings. So he wasn't shy to tell me about his past and, you know, the things that he had to go through, you know, in his family. And I so much loved him for that, because it also showed me not to, you know, despise humble beginnings and know that yes, you can grow from where you are. Your situation does not determine your destination.
Your end.
Yeah. So he always said that to me, and he's very trusting. He always believes in bringing out the best in people. Even when you don't see the best in yourself, he knows how to bring out the best.
Wow.
You know, tell you things that would actually make you go after it, your dreams. So, and my dad too, he's not the saving type, but he always feels like making things about other people. He taught us that. So both my parents, even back in Nigeria, we always spend the Christmas having to give to the less privileged and, you know, going to feed the motherless. They always do that. We don't
just the thought of it and making that effort. Wow.
Yes. So he always made sure that, you know, that we know that there are other people who are suffering and just don't live life, you know, like
they don't exist.
Right.
True.
Yeah. And also my dad was an agriculturist, so he loved to plant. He taught me. I didn't learn very well.
That's not your forte, not your cup of tea.
Yes, my dad taught all of us. He taught all of us everything we need to know about planting and
Yeah,
harvesting. Like
yeah.
none of us went without going to the farm. We all grew up
Wow.
going to the farm, harvesting our own yams and
Yeah.
everything. But trust me, I just couldn't wait to grow up and say,
Get out of the farm.
So
You want a
the
farm
more,
girl. You want to be in the office, not in the farm.
no, not in the farm at all. But my dad definitely, he taught us that. And each time my husband still makes fun of me. He's like, with all the agriculture, our backyard should be
No
filled
way.
with tomatoes.
You're not speaking to
And
me.
I'm like, you knew very well before you married me, or don't go there.
Don't go there.
Don't go,
Otherwise, I will just be the spectator bringing you water and whatever you need. But I'm just
don't
gonna
go
sit
there.
and watch.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Nina, what did you learn from the streets?
Well, I learned how to be street smart, and how to fend for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. I would say I grew up in a very bad neighborhood per se. Most of the places we lived in were kind of nice because, like I said, my dad came from humble beginning, but yes, he got to a point in his life where he moved out of the poverty neighborhood to
Yeah.
a very good place where he felt like it is children safe, and my kids are going to grow up well. However, most of our lives were spent in the university quarters because my dad was a lecturer, right? And my mom was a registrar. So we lived in campuses. So knowing fully well that when you live in campus as staff kids, which is what they called us then, staff kids, we went to school in that neighborhood, but at the same time, I always mingled with people who are older than me. And we saw things that are already happening way before we even entered into university, like things like cults and all that. We all saw all those things, like what's always going on campus, and the boys and the girls, and all those negative things. So we pretty much were exposed to it, but at that point in our life, it was a little better for us to know that these are not things we want to do by the time we get into university.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So couple of things I learned is just how to be smart, and don't fall prey. Don't fall prey.
Don't fall prey. Yeah. Of course you
that,
will here and there.
Yeah. Not saying
as long
that
as you pay good attention, so you don't repeat the same.
Exactly. And also one thing I because we lived on campus too, what I learned from the street is also trying to be aware of my surroundings. Like, you just don't walk like here. When I came to Canada, I see people, they are crossing the road and not even looking, and they are all plugged in. And I'm like,
oh, wow.
Seriously?
That's the new age.
We don't do that back home. You know very well. Anywhere you're going, your eyes are like this because my sister, gunshots can happen anywhere.
Some drivers are lunatic.
And
you don't know. Yeah.
Right? Anything could just happen. And
anything could just happen.
You caught? You might be caught in the midst of fire, or in the midst of a fight.
Yeah.
So these are things that my parents always say, be cautious of where you're going, around, be observant. And for me, I learned that from the street because things happen on the streets, right? So that's pretty much one of the things I would say I did learn from the street.
Oh yeah, that's smart enough. So what keeps you grounded? How do you stay motivated?
Well, what keeps me grounded is, having goals and plans, knowing what I want to achieve. Motivation is that, well, self-motivation is gotten from self. No one can actually motivate you besides yourself. So for me, what keeps me motivated is just taking myself out of the equation, because I know that whatever it is that I plan or want to do, I want to make it not to be all about me. I want to make it always about someone else. So I'll take, for example, say I want to to do something and it is for my kids, right?
Yeah.
Even though I know it's going to be beneficial for me at the moment, and I know it will benefit my kids for the future, I would do it now because I know that it is not about me anymore, it's about them. So I try
Wow.
as much as possible to take myself out of the equation in order to get it
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Somebody else needs it. Somebody needs to hear this. Somebody needs
Yeah.
me to do this. Somebody needs
Yeah.
me to go there. Somebody needs me
Yeah.
to do this. That's how I get, because left for me, I will go with how I feel. But
Yes.
if I take myself out of the equation and know that it is
Yeah.
not about me and
Yeah.
somebody else needs this help, then I go do it. So
Wow.
that's pretty much what keeps me motivated. Otherwise, I am number one procrastinator.
Well, maybe from today onwards, you know, lay
Oh,
off
oh
the
no,
procrastination and do it now, right now.
yes, yes. So I've really grown. I've really grown out to be, someone who doesn't procrastinate. And
Great.
even, what has helped me do that pretty much is also the fact that I am an online business coach. So I deal with a whole lot of people. But
Yeah.
now, because I see that it's just like you being a doctor, right?
Yeah.
You know that you're helping people, you're helping
Yeah.
lives. And it's not
Yeah.
about you, but you know that if you don't show up, there's a
You
life.
won't your conscience will always judge.
Yes, there's a life here at
Be able to
stake.
live with your conscience.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing with my business. I know that if I don't show up, there are people who are depending on me for stuff. If I don't show up, then I
Yeah.
am
Then
letting
it
them
doesn't
down.
get done. Wow.
Yes.
Great.
So yeah. So I've really changed from who I used to be to a better person. That's for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're such an inspiration, Nina.
Thank you.
So what piques your enthusiasm? What excites you?
Well, 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 dancing excites me, music.
Ah, didn't I say we're twins?
I love music. So definitely, whenever I hear music and a good tune, I'm always, wanting to move and um, shake my body. Another thing that keeps me excited is humor. I have a
Oh.
very, very humorous husband that knows how to get excited. So
Wow, bless his soul, buddy.
yes, so we laugh and we have fun every time.
Mm,
And even in
mm,
this pandemic where we had to spend together indoors, it was never a
yeah.
dull moment, because we
Oh,
always found things to laugh about, to chat
beautiful,
about. And
beautiful.
work-wise, what piques my enthusiasm, as long as it has something to do on the computer and has something to do with designs, I'm always
Wow.
someone who loves to be on the go. So
Yeah.
as long as I have to go out, do something, help
Mhm.
somewhere, I'm
Yeah.
always good on. Like I love that. So I am also part of a not for profit, and what we do
Yeah.
is to feed people who are who don't have much, right? Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't say less privileged because it's pretty much struggling families.
Yeah.
It's our goal to put food on the tables of
Oh.
families, no matter what their status is in life, whether
Yeah.
poor or middle class. But as long as you're not able to afford meals, we
Other
provide
things.
meals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we provide meals to people. So I love to always be on the go and have to go
Wow. Service. Wow.
service work and stuff like that. And if I'm not doing service work, I'm on my computer working or on my phone.
Oh, wow. I said it. You're such a light. So electrifying.
Thank you.
Wow.
You
I
too.
just feel like what spending a day with you will be like, you know, and actually having you help me with some designs that I want to work on and everything else. Like it'll be so great.
Yeah, well, reach out for me. It's all about the education, right, and helping other people. So, I always believe that um, the left hand washes the right hand, and you don't know
Yes.
where both of you or where this person might be, in the next 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
And I always believe that I'm more happy when I'm part of someone's success story as
True.
opposed to me having that success.
True.
So if someone can say, oh, you know what, it was because of Nina that I was able to do this and this and this and that, that
Yeah.
is enough. I don't need money.
Oh,
I don't need
yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
But
Giving with
that
joy.
is yeah, just being part of someone's success story
Success
is more than
story.
enough.
Wow.
And that is what my dad actually, I would say I took that too from him, because he's always just wants to be a part of someone's success story. Let it be said that today, I
Yes,
helped
that
this
this person
person, or let it
succeeded
be
and I
that
was part of that
person
journey
succeeded.
for
Yes.
him.
So
Wow.
yeah, is that.
Awesome. Beautiful. So, Nina, do you have a favorite Nigerian food?
I honestly don't. I just love
You're
Nigerian
all weather,
dishes. Yes,
whatever,
I am all
whatever
weather, but
goes.
trust me, I would go if I had to mention a few
Mhm.
things like abacha. They
Oh,
don't
that's my
pass
number
me
one.
by.
Abacha.
Yes,
Mhm.
things like ishewu, things like
Okay, now
nkwobi,
see,
things
where do
like
you come from
snail.
again? Are you sure you're not my twin? Like my mother may have left in the hospital.
Enugu people now we are the ones that have abacha and kobo. So
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
you can't go for a meeting without abacha.
No way. Oh,
So
the
yeah,
offer.
so those are the things pretty much I would say, I would
Yeah.
mention that I love. Should I go in a place, I love pepper soup,
Oh, yeah.
um I like ofede, bitter leaf soup.
Okay.
So I pretty much just love. I won't say
Nigerian
one thing
food.
is my favorite.
Pretty local. Your tummy
Yeah,
is
just
local.
local. Yes.
Built for local.
Yes, I love that. I love local. That's for. I
How about
love
your
yam and
favorite?
oil.
Oh, yam and oil. That's another one. I love the
Yam and
roasted
palm
one.
oil.
Roasted
Yeah.
yam and oil.
Oh, exactly.
So, favorite Nigerian song or Nigerian artist?
I honestly don't have one.
You can pick one.
But I
Yeah,
love
if you're a
Nigeria
music lover,
actors.
how could you possibly pick one?
I know exactly, and they're doing so well. Like
They're
Nigerian
great.
artists
Oh my
are
gosh,
great. So
Nigerian artists now,
I
like,
honestly, I
wow.
honestly don't have one. Honestly, I just love good Nigerian music. Mostly Christian ones, like the
Okay.
likes of Sinach and
Nach,
and
Adaihi.
Nathaniel Bassey, all those Eben,
Yeah.
just
Frank Edwards.
yeah, good one. Yeah, Frank Edwards, ooh, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's just
Nigerians.
as long as they have good music, and Nigerians are singing, releasing good
Oh
ones
my,
for sure.
every single day.
Yeah.
And new artists coming out, popping out every single minute.
Yes, Messi
With great,
Chingo, so many of
with great
them.
tunes too.
Yes. So I don't have a favorite,
So
unfortunately.
Nina, what's your favorite memory? You should have a favorite memory.
Ah,
Memory.
well, favorite memory, of course, ones that I spent with family. And family, I would say first would be um, uh, with my parents. Like we
Oh,
had so many memories, I can't even remember some of them.
oh,
Because I know my dad passed away before my matriculation, but it was a good one, to have my mom around. My wedding day was another good one, also so many memories with my church family as well, where we had like Valentine dinners for couples, and we had to, sing love songs to our spouses,
oh.
They're good memories. And
with the great,
memories also.
with the greatest voices and not so great voices.
Exactly. And then also with my memories when I had my kids, my
Oh,
children, they
yeah.
were like, it was especially my first was so amazing. And I have two boys and a girl, with a girl in the middle.
Yeah.
So memories with them were great. I had the first one by myself, but the second one was with my husband around me. So it was great. The second and the third, it was
Always
it was
having
great.
that
I have
other
so many
person to like
memories that
take off the burden, the fears, the worries, and also
yeah.
share the excitement. Because it's person to person. Some people are like in their lowest on the day they have the baby, maybe the way they've been feeling and the pregnancy and everything. And some we're like, oh my gosh, I want to throw a party having
Yeah,
this baby, right? It all depends on the energy and what baby is coming.
coming.
Babies
Yeah.
pick whatever they pick. Yeah, they pick
That's
whatever.
true.
They pick the mood, they pick the outfit, they pick the day, they pick everything. So, you know, we just custodians.
That's true.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
do you have any dislikes? Anything that's not for Nina?
Yeah. Well, any wayward friends, not for me. Any friend that are two-faced.
Oh
I
yeah.
like people who are genuine and
Yeah.
who are really happy for you, even
Mm.
though, they might not be for me. And I for some reason, I have a way of, I don't know, it's not me, but I think I was born that way, and I just feel like it's my God. Like they say it in Igbo, chia ne soya. So I have
Teenager.
my I have my God, that he works out things in such a way that any bad friend just repels. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And I don't do
Yeah.
it intentionally. It's not like I say, go,
Yeah.
I don't want to be your friend. But it just happens to be so that
Yeah.
the
They
moment this
just
person
find their
has any,
way.
yeah,
Yeah.
any bad habit, anything that will get me in trouble, or,
Mm.
spoil my faith, he
Yeah.
just has a way of, severing that relationship.
Yes.
And they
Right.
just go just like that. And I honestly never open my mouth to say, oh, I don't like you, or, I don't want you to be friends with me anymore. I don't like what you do. I've never had to do that to any
Had
of
to
my
do
friends.
that. Wow.
But
I
then
guess, I
anybody
guess,
who's,
when there's the darkness and the light, the darkness quickly realizes what the light, who the light is, right?
Mhm.
And it wouldn't be a very comfortable sitting if they should continue to stay. So I think they would just by themselves say, you know what, there's no point. This person is like opposite of what I believe in, and I just rather, stay away and stare away than
Yeah,
being around
exactly.
them. Because being around someone who is a light exposes your darkness even more.
Mhm.
And people who are the darkness sort of people don't like to be constantly reminded about that trait that they have, because you know they don't like the blame game or the accusations or criticisms. Anyways, 2 words to describe Nina King.
Well, I would say I am truthful and reliable.
Whoa, that's for the win.
Yes, if you're looking for someone you can rely on, my yes is my yes, my no is my no. If I
Boom.
give you my word that I would do something,
Chips, man. Didn't I say we're twins? Boom.
I would do it. So,
Say no more.
yeah.
What is Nina King's legacy? Last but not the least, what would Nina King like to be remembered for when her day is done on Earth?
Well, first of all, I'd like to be remembered as someone who brought someone to Christ, to win souls.
So,
That's one.
winner,
Yeah. I would
great
also
job.
I would like to be remembered as someone who was an influencer who changed someone's life for the better. Now,
Boom.
I I always say this, it's best to teach people how to fish and not give them fish.
Yes,
So I would love to be
great.
remembered for that, as
Yeah,
a great mentor. I would love to be remembered as a great coach.
yeah.
Yeah, and a powerful Christian.
Wow. Congratulations. And we will all not forget to remember you for all those great things.
Thank you.
Been a wonderful light to share with you and to hang out with you on this beautiful legacy chat as a Niger best. Congratulations and thank you once again for coming on the Amaka Beké Talk Show. It's
Thank
been
you,
Nina
Amaka.
Kings, y'all.
Thank you so much, Amaka. It was a pleasure being on here, and I know that you are going places.
Thank
This
you.
is
And
just
you're
the
coming
beginning.
places with me because we
Yes,
have more
definitely,
shows to record. And you and
definitely.
I have a long way to go.
Definitely, definitely. Relationships are not just established for just the connections, but then,
Yeah.
it goes more than that. And I'm hoping that when you become like the famous Oprah Winfrey, we will be coming
Amen.
live on the AMB show. this is
Amen.
this is my own acronym for you, AMB show.
AMB show. Yay. Amen. And that
Okay.
shall happen. We wait
Amen.
to celebrate that because
Definitely.
sooner or later, we will be there. I see
Yes.
us there.
All right. Yes.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
so
much for
much
having
for
me.
well
And
wishes.
thank you to our viewers. Anytime you watch this, we say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to our viewers, our generous viewers, were the real MVPs, and of course, our subscribers. Please, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, share our content across many platforms, and keep coming back for more. And stick around for me and Nina on the next segment. Thank you.